Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Peace and Plenty Farms, where it's my goal to share the School of Hard Knocks with you on being a homesteader, self-sustaining, closed loop homestead farm. We do a little off-grid stuff also. Well, today it's about 1 o'clock right now. It's getting pretty hot, so I'm just going to do a quick video on what I've done this morning. Just a quick tune-up on these Cub Cadets that I've got. Some odds and ends that needed to be done. I put a new belt inside this belly mower, and I had the battery out, so I put in some of these stainless steel washers, and you can see that it has little burrs on it on both sides. It's sharp, and these stainless steel washers are the best thing for these lead batteries, between the lead terminal and the brass. Anytime you're connecting aluminum or brass or foreign metals and you're wanting a good electrical connection, use a stainless steel washer, and one that has those little burrs on it is the best way to go. Especially on these small tractors, these connections can tend to be a problem when starting and letting it sit and those types of things. So I went ahead and did that to the battery there. Put in a new fan blade for the hydrostatic transmission right there. So all of these Cub Cadets, fairly new to me. I've had them about 2 years, and we've been using them here around the farm, and I've gone completely through them as far as new steering rod pieces and 5-rib tires in the front, and these agricultural tires here in the back. This one has my gearbox on it for the tiller, and it has the hydraulic lift, so it's a dual port hydrostatic transmission with the it just has this much smaller little lever right here for the hydraulic lift. And you really need that when you're using the plow. You're plowing dirt, and that plow is down deep in the dirt. That hydraulic lift will lift it out. The manual lift, it's almost impossible to pull that plow up out of the ground. And then on this one here, the second one, this is my sickle mower, Cub Cadet. It has the hydrostatic transmission also. Now this is just this is a dual port also. I've got the hydraulic lift. The hydraulic lift arm is in right there, and the small arm is right there. Sorry, the glare on the phone is hard to see. This one here, I just finished putting this tire back together. I hope I've got it now. You can see where it's all splashed up with the bead sealer around that tube, that valve stem. There's not a tube in there, it's just a valve stem, tubeless tire. And I ordered those bolt-in valve stems off of eBay, and they were junk. They're absolutely junk. I had to throw them away. Went to the auto parts store yesterday and picked up valve stems for that. So I got those on this morning. And I picked up a new belt for this. It was just old enough and just loose enough to pop off occasionally. So that'll solve some of the issues and problems that I was having with the belt coming off. I did the same thing with the battery here. Put the stainless steel connectors on, so I don't have to worry about the battery not starting on that one. And then on this one here, I did the points. It would run for a little while. When it got warm, it would shut off, and it did that 4 or 5 times, shut off when it got warm. And then it was very intermittent on it wanting to run and shut off and all, and it turned out to be the points. So I just cleaned the points, but when I was out running my errands yesterday, I picked up a couple of extra sets of points, so that any trouble I have in the future, I'll have a new set to put in there. And what else have I done with this tractor today? Put the points in. Oh, this was the one that had the carburetor where the shaft for the butterfly for the throttle the screws. I showed you in the other video how I put the screws back inside that with the magnetized screwdriver. So I got the carburetor all back together on this one. So all three of these are done. They're ready to go back into service, and we're going to enjoy those around here, using them for a lot of different projects. Oh my goodness, what's this? Yes, when I was out yesterday, I picked up another zero turn for us. This is our first zero turn for the farm. I didn't intend to get a Cub Cadet. I actually went to John Deere and went to the Toro dealer and looked at those first. And I just wanted to swing by and check out the Cub Cadets and see what they had. And this by far was the better bargain. I mean, $600, $700, maybe $800 difference. This is a 50-inch. They had 42-inch. I mean, they all had 50-inch, but comparing price for price and horsepower and the deck size and all that, I got a 50-inch, $600 cheaper than a 42-inch, and I got this Kawasaki motor, which is the carbureted version, and they're phasing these out. This is a tried and true engine right here, and they're bringing in the EFIs, which, you know, they really haven't tried them out, and we really don't know what the track record is on how those are going to do. So this is the time to get a carbureted V-twin Kawasaki engine that is just seen the test of time right here. These motors are really longevity, where the other motors, I didn't even recognize the name. I never heard of them, you know, so I was glad to get something I recognized. I wanted to tell you about my experience yesterday out running errands. You know, I tend to do a list of what I have to get done, and so when it's time to run errands, I pick a day to run errands. I just run errands. You know, I make lists to do everything: day list, week list, seasonal list. Well, I make lists of what parts and things I need for around the farm, the projects I'm working on, so I don't have to drop what I'm doing and go to the store. I try to combine things and make the most out of my time. So yesterday I had quite a few stops to make, and I wanted to tell you about what I experienced. One of them was I went to the auto parts place, and he constantly told me several times that he can't get parts. Can't get any parts for the mechanics that need parts to fix cars. He was saying that this cough, this global shutdown cough, has kept parts from coming in for cars. And so these auto repair shops can't get the cars back out on the road. Same with air conditioning. I have a friend of mine who his air conditioning went out, and he has to wait 2 or 3 weeks to get the parts for his air conditioner to get it fixed. Sorry about the phone shutting off. I have to keep my phone, which is the same thing I record on. I have to keep it hooked up. Can't go into airplane mode because I use it for my business. So as business calls come in, if they interrupt me videoing, I just have to move on. So I was telling you about the Cub Cadets, and I was going to show you Moon Pie. I guess you saw him in the background there. He's a new addition to the family. We'll see how that works out. We'll do a video on that later. But he's over there eating the trees and the honeysuckle and all that. He's in with the chickens. He wants to play with the chickens, but they don't want to play. So it's a little ruckus going on over there every now and then. So there was a squeaky, grindy noise in this left rear brake drum on the Ranger. So I backed it in here, thought I could take a quick look at it. I took the wheel off, pulled the drum off, and this part fell out. So this is what's been rubbing, but this was laying in there also. And there's a little piece. So I went to my, you can see way over there my organized shelf. I keep all the little containers on the other side. Let me back out here and show you real quick. You can see all my shelving with all the different containers over here, where I keep all the pieces and parts organized. And I've got the different vehicle, Ranger, Envoy, Cub Cadets, the K30, the Mighty Max, all the different vehicles, I save all the little pieces and parts right there. Of course, I save every little thing I can get my hands on and organize it. And today it's going to pay off, because let's go back around here. This little piece here is completely missing out of the brakes. So you press that spring down and it hooks onto this little tiny piece right here. And if it's not hooked on there perfectly, which it might not have been when I was in there working on it a couple of days ago, it'll just come unhooked and this piece will fly out and lost on the road somewhere. So I'm going to get these brakes, put this in, double check the parking brake, make sure it's working, put this little piece back in. I might have to go get one, check my bag and see if I've got one in this bag here. Yep, I have a piece just like that in my Ranger bag here, so we'll get that out and I'll get these pieces in and get this little project out of the way. Thank you for watching.